Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I have a very special guest. One from one of my favorite shoots that I've ever shot, which was an Off-White advert. And I met this wonderful star next to me. Everybody, welcome the fashion killer himself, Abdulaye, aka AB.
Thanks for having me.
What's up? How are you? Just chilling. How many years ago was that shoot we did for High Snoviety?
Probably like 2016, I think.
Right? Oh, so I guess I was 17. But we had so much fun that day, and ever since, we keep running into each other in these New York streets. You never...
17 is crazy.
Isn't that wild? That was honestly highlights of New York, also, like, fashion scene. Like, I feel like that's when, like, the parties were really popping. Like, there was, like, actually, like, a Soho scene, too. Like, the kid... You know the kids I'm talking about? Like, there was just, like, a whole niche there, but... We had so much fun, and that was a great time. But I'm really glad that you're on the show today, so thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So what are your thoughts on Ramune? I mean, before the show, you told me, I asked you what your favorite drink was, and you immediately knew that was it. Do you guys go way back?
Every morning when I go to the store and I grab my water, grab a strawberry.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Really?
It's crazy.
So it's your fuel. Is that
Something
like,
like
it's
that.
like your coffee version? It's your type of coffee.
Something like that.
We also got in the house the original flavor, which is the classic, of course, and then the lychee flavor. So how did you choose strawberry, though? Like, what about the strawberry makes you so drawn to it? Like, are you just not into the other vibes, or do you just love strawberry stuff in general?
I try all the vibes, honestly, but peach is the only flavor above strawberry.
Oh, really? Oh, I should have grabbed you the peach one. It's the underdog. I looked at it and I was like, I don't know if that's it. Like, I don't think that's AB's vibe.
Nah, people sleep on peach.
I slept on peach, honestly. That sucks. Ugh. Well, I'm glad we got these for you. I also got some other random sodas. I dropped by H Mart. Where do you usually get yours, by the way?
Nowadays, you know, it's 2021. There's a whole lot of exotic smoke shops that sell, like,
That's where they have it?
yeah, important snacks and shit.
No way.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, perfect. So we got all the goods here. I also got some, like, the Ito N drinks. Like, these are, like, the vibe. Have you been to Japan for work yet? I feel like you would.
Nah.
Really?
It's kind of like, you know, they're kind of like real precise and
Exactly.
super hands-on about their work. Like
Oh,
24-hour workday shit, you know.
It's true. That's not your vibe at all.
Yeah.
No, yeah. When I was there, though, I fell in love with these teas. And then you'd see these around, but not as much. But then this is what I wanted to bring you, and I would love to see if you want to try it. So this is Pocari Sweat. Have you ever heard of Pocari Sweat? Okay, so Pocari...
Sounds fire.
It's actually crazy. It's their version of Gatorade, but they've been trying to bring it to the States for a while now. So when I saw it in the store, I was like, I got to see if AB's down with this.
No, it's Korean.
Korean?
Yeah.
My friend in Japan said her friend worked there, so I guess they have some team members in Japan, but I would love to see if you want to try that too.
Let's see what it's hitting for.
Yeah, let's see if it's any good.
Damn, I don't have any nails.
There we go.
I don't even drink soda, but this right here is...
I mean, that one's superior. What do you think?
I don't know about Gatorade, but it's kind of like... It's somewhere in that ballpark.
Somewhere, right? Is it citrusy? I can't remember what it tasted like.
Yeah, it does taste like an orange Gatorade.
Orange Gatorade?
Yeah.
But you know what? It might be more like you know how the English have a Gatorade that's supposed to be better? Like they talk about, it's called Lucasade or something. And everyone talks about like in like the world of like drinks and stuff, like international drinks, they're like Gatorade's trash. Like all the international ones are better. Do you like it better than Gatorade?
I'm not gonna lie, Gatorade is just Gatorade.
It's just
Ain't nothing better
something.
than Gatorade. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can't beat Gatorade. Well, I'm glad you tried it. So that one's a fun one. I'm glad I found it. So these are the other things I found. It's kind of hard for me because, like, I'm vegan. So I was trying to find things that you would like that are also, like, not taking away from the fact that there's so many good snacks. Like, all the Japanese snacks are insane. So, and just in general, like, Asian snacks, the vibes. So I got you Pocky. Do you like Pocky?
Yeah, I've had Pocky.
All right, cool. We got Pocky. We've also got these, like, sweet potato sticks here.
You see those?
Oh, yeah, these look good. So those have like sesame seeds on them and stuff. I also got these wild ramen snacks, which are like a spicy thing. They kind of look, though, like those sour candies. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They have the stripes and stuff. And then I also found these other ramen snacks that are garlic. So I'm just going to start ripping these open, and we can kind of see how we like these.
What are those, wasabi peas?
Oh, yeah, and of course, the classic Wasabi Peas. You can't go your whole life without Wasabi Peas.
My dad used to get these.
Yeah? Are you into those?
I love these.
Me too. I think a lot of people can't handle wasabi, but it's important. Builds character. All right. Okay, so these ramen things, I don't know if they're meant to actually come, like, bigger than this.
Can you open this?
Yeah, of course. Here, I'll switch with you. Switcheroo. Now, those are all broken up, and they're, like, tiny little pieces.
Whoa.
Do you think that's what they're supposed to look like?
Yeah, facts, probably. I've definitely seen this before, too.
Oh, wow, that's good. Those are super good. This is the ultimate ASMR. Those are kind of fire, no? What do you think?
This is busting.
Right? I need some wasabi peas. I'm afraid. Here's the thing with wasabi peas, though. You know when you're like, you have allergies, it's like, it's either going to go two ways. It's going to either go like, there's the point of no return, like I'm coughing the rest of the show, or these wasabi peas hit perfectly, and it's going to be exactly what we needed.
I'll see what these hands for right now.
I'm just messing with AB at this point. Oh my god.
Yeah.
These ones are great.
Hold on. Let me get this ramen out of here.
I'm weak. Oh. Mmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, the wasabi starting to hit though. I can feel it. Doesn't really help the fact that I'm sweating. The box lights are killing me. Maybe I should pop one of these open too. Should I do original?
Original's cool, but it's like...
It's just not that interesting, right?
It's alright.
It's classic. We're just making hella noise. I'm about to pop this too. ASMR went late today, you guys. We're just gonna keep going.
Get that,
Here we go. Thank you. Oh my god, our audio director over here.
It's crazy. These were normally hotter.
I know these ones. Maybe that's why they're okay for me, because I can actually tolerate these ones.
That line that says hot on the package and all that.
Does it say mild?
No, it says hot.
What?
These ain't hot.
These boys ain't hot. What do you mean?
Hot.
Overall, what do you think though? What's your rating on the wasabi peas?
Compared to the ones I used to get,
Mm-hmm.
give it a 7 out of 10.
That's fair. Because they pass the test, but they're not necessarily what they could be. And if you're in for the spice, hit up AB. He'll give you the real. He'll give you the real deal. All right, I'm finishing these up, and then we're gonna get into it.
Let's do it.
In there. So AB, we're gonna start from the beginning for you. Now, you and I have very similar trajectories of our career. I feel like we were like around the same age when we were starting. But I want to hear a little bit about how you got into modeling, and also where you're from. You're from Staten Island, right?
I used to take the ferry every morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you working in the city before modeling?
I was working at Walgreens.
Bet.
Shit was whack though.
You got the goods at Walgreens. Listen, Walgreens is my go-to in the city.
Yeah, I was working at Candy Aisle, but it was just whack.
Mm-hmm.
Staten Island's mad complacent. Like you sit there and you get in the same spot and you're okay with it. So you hop on the boat and go see Manhattan, you know what I'm saying?
Right, to like get engaged with something. So how did you get into modeling? Like how did that start for you?
It started as like my mom putting like planting seeds in my head about it, like, yo, go try, you never know. And then like actually pursuing it and being in it. Different things, different feelings, so I just stuck with it.
Wow, I didn't know that was how you started though. I feel like that's not that common of a like beginning. Your mom was like, listen, you should do it, and you're like kind of resisting, and then it worked out though. So then when you started, like, did you have like a preconceived notion in your head of what it was gonna be? Like, did you have an idea of it, or were you kind of just like, oh, let's just see what happens and go into it?
I mean, all I knew was what I was seeing on Instagram, kind of like everyone else.
Exactly.
You get there and then you realize shit is completely different, and you gotta operate completely different.
And it's like a whole job. You're like, wait a second, it's not just like everything handed to me. But no, I mean, did you have like a career though in mind before you were modeling, or you're like, I'm gonna go this direction, go to school or something?
No, 100%. I thought I was gonna be an eye doctor.
Really?
Yeah, an optometrist.
Oh wow.
I don't even believe that anymore.
Really? That's crazy. That's a pivot. That's a huge pivot. So then when you started, I mean, after that, did you get scouted like on the street, or did you go to agencies and then just start planting seeds and then get signed that way?
George found me at Red. But like before that, it was Just like I was taking it day by day, shooting my own photos and shit.
And here he is, the influencer he is today. Also, I'm gonna say this in the.
Word.
I know. I mean that's something we could talk about too. Is just the idea of like what it means to influence. Like, it's bizarre. But I'm gonna start with this. Let's just talk about this. Influencer to influencer. No, everybody that slid in for these Q&As, by the way, which we'll be getting to at the end of the episode, y'all were savage, and almost too much so. I was like reading these over, and some people just like had no chill. They wanted to know everything about you, but I feel like that's part of like your appeal in modeling too. Like, people look at you, you're effortlessly cool. They look on Instagram, they're like, what's his deal? And that kind of adds to the appeal of you as a model in a way. So I feel like your whole image online kind of seamlessly feeds into what you do modeling wise. But what are your thoughts on the influencer world? Because I know you have a following online, but I'm sure it's kind of weird navigating that and also hating that term.
I don't necessarily post as much as I should, so I can't call myself an influencer, but I see everything, you know. It's all here. I just feel like people gotta stop measuring life by social media metrics.
100%. And brands, too.
I mean, a lot of people that they pay to influence aren't even really influencing. They're not helping the sales. They're just in on a party that's just like, you know what I'm saying? If you're here, you're here, you're cool enough.
Exactly. And if you connect with the right people, you get your foot in the door to do it. And then in reality, you're not doing anything.
Exactly.
But I was really impressed by how many people wanted to know about you, because I do feel like in a subtle way, like you do, people just watch your moves online, and not all the time, which is great. I think it's good to create boundaries with the internet, and I think you've done a good job of doing that. But overall, like, you do have that effect on people, and people want to know what's going on. So I'm sure this is going to be the most insight people are going to get into your life, at least for a little bit. I guess, like, another question on the modeling front I have is there anything you wish you knew before you were getting into the industry?
I mean, if I said no, I'd be lying, but I'm kind of glad I didn't know a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was better for me to just operate under pressure and navigate in my own way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I didn't have to, like, have any expectations or anything. Because when you come in with nothing to prove, you have nothing to lose.
I like that. Nothing to prove, nothing to lose.
Respectfully.
I mean, that's why you've been so successful, though. Like, I mean, going into the fashion stuff, you've pretty much worked with like every notable fashion brand, and it just kind of naturally was handed to you in a way. But at the same time, you worked hard for that. You know, like, it takes a lot of perseverance, consistency, and non-complacency, right, to kind of like get to where you are. Was there a point where you started to see a side of the industry and then you realized, like, okay, I actually want to do this. Like, I want to pursue this. Was there like a shoot or some sort of point where you knew that?
My first season in Paris, I was like just overwhelmed by my first like full circuit season. I was overwhelmed by like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the lifestyle, the parties, being able to put on the clothes before they come out.
Yeah.
Having that insight.
Absolutely. Did you travel with your friends too? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you made a lot of friends on the road.
It's like a world tour with all you guys.
Exactly.
You link up with the same people twice a year. You guys party. You guys work your asses off.
Exactly.
Pray for a better life, man.
There you go. Also, I feel like it's interesting because, like, yeah, you guys all move in packs, like, truly. For girls, it's almost weird because it's borderline competitive. I don't know if Camille would agree. Camille's doing video back there.
I mean, it's kind of like, for instance, like, you get to a point where, like, all right, they gas you up, your agents gas you up, your people gas you up, your family's gassing you up, and you feel like, you know, you're that person. I'm that pretty motherfucker. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna take over. Then you get to that place and you're surrounded by people with the exact same story. You know what I'm saying? And like, first you kind of wanna tear each other's heads off about it. Then like you gradually like have respect for one another. Because not many people last in this shit.
100%. I mean, you and I have seen people in and out of the scene so much. I consider myself someone that kind of like fell off the deep end and kind of like minded my own business after I like left my agency. But it's interesting to watch how, like, yeah, you could be gassed up all this like so much, and then in a drop of a hat, the industry could stop caring, or you could stop caring, and then things kind of die out. But no, I mean that's so true. Do you have a favorite city you've worked in?
Spain and Paris got it.
Ooh, Spain. What were you shooting in Spain?
Pull&Bear Bear stuff, Zara stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, Spain is fire.
That sounds great. That's awesome. Do you have any highlights from your career or favorite shoots, favorite shows, any moments that come to mind?
Yeah, but, you know, at first, yeah, you kind of love it while it's going on. And you realize, like, the journey's not over yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Just keeps unfolding. Do you like working with friends, too? I feel like now you do a lot more, like, on-the-ground streetwear / fashion stuff, like, with people you know personally. Like, has that changed your perspective on modeling?
That made it way easier. Like, people don't understand that there's so many doors. There's so many doors at our disposal, and not everybody's opening them because they feel like they got all their eggs in the modeling basket.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's clear that, like, you've kind of grown into, like, a new phase of life in fashion, and I think that kind of comes with this endeavor you're on with Kill Complacency. Can you explain a little bit about where that came from and why you wanted to do that?
I was in the crib listening to a lot of Jay-Z, and a lot of the shit that he says makes sense. Like, it just makes sense. Like, taking the corporate world on its ear and just doing what you want to do. Handle that.
So you wanted to start your own brand then?
I just want to start, my own little hub, like my own empire. Because I'm seeing people given the same opportunities make the most of it. Why shouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, 100%. There's something to be said about, like, being an entrepreneur as a model across the board, because a lot of models, like, they see the money we've seen and they see, like, these opportunities, and then they kind of do what a lot of people do when you come on to something like that really quick. Like, you spend all your money, or you go on a crazy trip, or you blow it in Soho, whatever. But, like, to actually invest it into yourself, or, like, create something that you actually have substantially outside of your work, it's almost more liberating. Like, did you ever
super
struggle?
liberating.
Yeah, right? Like, did you ever struggle with the schedule side of things? Because I know in modeling...
I still am. It's like, that's why I haven't dropped it.
Yeah.
Real shit. Like, I take my time with my shit. People want you to be on their clock, but you got to be on your own.
100%. And it seems like you're putting out exactly what you feel good about. So is there, like, a big community side of it that you're trying to build on then, too, with Kill Complacency?
I just want the kids to, they know what's up. Like, if you're from New York, if you're from anywhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to sell you on my culture. I want you to be a part of this shit. I'm not going to be going out of my way with these pieces. I'm going to be making real close to home shit that, like, people relate to.
That's awesome. I'm curious about how your exposure in, like, the high fashion side affects your relationship with your own brand. Do you feel like you've been influenced by the brands you've worked for in the past, or do you feel like they've taught you what not to do?
Both. That's what I was saying about the door thing. Like, we got all this insight on how clothes operate, how to bend them, like, how to put them on people, how to shoot them. Like, you got to use that shit.
Definitely. Well, it's information that people go to school for, you know?
100%. We're getting it for, like, the trade.
Yeah. And it's hands-on. Like, I think that's the other side of modeling, too, that's so interesting is, like, yeah, going in these spaces, even for just a day, right? Like, you could be under contract with a brand, whatever, but, like, to be in these situations for a day, get to, like, take what you get from it and then go and move into the world with what you're doing, like, is super crucial. I think if more people did that, or if more people were looking at the job like that, they would actually gain a whole lot more from it too. But
you gotta apply it.
Yeah, 100%. Do you have advice for any young models who are starting now who might want to go into fashion, like whether that's outside of their modeling career and they want to maybe start a brand too? Like, what's your advice for anyone starting?
Be yourself. Stick with the things that make you you and connect with them. Don't build a persona and run with it. Run with yourself. Only way to create something organic enough to, share with somebody else.
Definitely. There's this idea where we have to, like, follow trends too. I don't know how you feel about this, but, like, I feel like right now trends are moving so quickly. Like, I feel like, at least for, like, women's clothing, I'm seeing, like, every other day there's something new on TikTok, and then you see it on Instagram, and then it pivots, and then it's something new necklace, new this, new whatever, and it's so fast. Like, do you feel like they're a part of your brand there's a need for something that's sustainable or long term, like something that exists for itself. Because even hearing you put this much time into it kind of screams like you're not about the fast fashion shit. Because like that's a huge issue too.
I've been doing this since like, I've been modeling since like 2015, but this has been a thought in my head where like something I've drawn up in a book or I had a photo of in my phone since like 2018.
Wow.
So like, I've been wearing the clothes that I'm about to drop now for like 2-3 years, just making minor adjustments.
Right.
Trying to get shit right.
That's awesome. I can't wait to rock it. Drop the date. When are we gonna get this stuff?
I'm trying to drop this shit next week.
Really? Wait,
if
that's
I don't
perfect
drop that
timing.
shit next week, you know what I'm saying? I can't jack them dropping it next week.
Maybe coming soon. It's always coming soon. But all right, we're gonna dive a little bit into like on-set experiences for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've been on so many different sets around the world. Even, do you have any horror story experiences that you're comfortable sharing, or any crazy situations you've been in on set that you want to talk about?
I don't want to get anybody canceled.
You don't have to name drop, by the way. You don't have to name drop at all.
Not even on no crazy shit. It's
No.
just like, there's just certain people out there that I know I won't have the same respect for as a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was on the outside looking in, just like as a consumer.
Yeah.
Like being there. Nah.
Not for you. Is it like high fashion stuff? I mean, you guys see a lot.
It's nobody that I've worked with, but it's somebody that like I've had the chance of working with. Just like more so like a hair.
Oh, hair stuff.
Ethnic kind of thing. I'm like, yo, y'all need to grow the fuck up.
People need to just have respect for one, but also like I find it crazy that they'll hire you, knowing you, right? Knowing who you are and respecting you enough to hire you, and then not have the respect to like be ready for you on set. Like, is it like just like people microaggressions around hair and stuff, and not knowing how to handle your hair?
It's more so like, yo, you want me to cut my hair
on set
for one little thing?
No, you're joking.
Yeah, and then just little cues, and like you could tell when somebody just doesn't respect your being, and it's insane.
That is insane.
'Cause I got dreadlocks, bro. Like, come on.
Also, like, you're showing up looking good. Like, you don't. There's not a lot for them to do for you. Like, just like let you be.
Where a client had me come in for a fitting. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't have to. We don't really name drop here, anyways.
But like, just at the casting, they knew who I was. They know how I look. They know what I carry. And they know I have dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? They was fucking with it. They put me in a look, and sneakily, bro goes, yeah, you know, we're gonna hide your hair because such and such doesn't really like dreadlocks. You know, it's just a thing. It's like a thing of his. Whatever. I just ignore it on some, you know, professional shit. But in reality, none of this shit is professional. Like, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
And long story short, woke up the next morning and had to go back again for a fitting, like in the morning. And such was there. And as soon as he saw my hair, like, I could see the energy in the room change. Dude was just moving mad weird. He was like, yeah, it's ugly. Like, is there any way we could comb out your hair? Like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
That's so disrespectful. Like, so disrespectful.
I'm like, dog, you made me wake up at 7 in the morning when I could have been in my bed peacefully sleeping.
Exactly. For you to disrespect me.
And wait 2 hours for you to disrespect me.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened.
And then like, even like his little associates, his workers came up to me afterwards. Were like, oh, did he say anything like rude? Did he say anything? I'm just like, yo, if you gotta ask me, you already know what's up.
Exactly. See, to me, that's like the opposite of a safe space on set, and that's not like ethical at all as a brand. Like, I'm sorry, but like if you have an issue like that, you need to reevaluate. One, should you have a brand? You shouldn't be allowed to have a brand, in my opinion. I mean, I know you're not name dropping. You're so, I gotta say, you are one of the most professional people when it comes to situations like that. Like, I've always, whenever I talk to you about work stuff like that, you're you're cordial. Like, you know how to like calm a room down, but it sucks that you'd even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have to, and you shouldn't be subject to that, especially when it's a privilege to work with you.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
That's nuts. That's so annoying. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
That shit's nuts.
I'm wondering too, on like being a male model, like, I know for you guys, a lot of the things that go on, and you guys do have a lot of crazy shit that goes on. A lot of it goes like and gets brushed under the rug simply because like it just like, you know, culture wise, there's a lot of pressure as a man. Yeah. I mean, have you had situations where you're kind of like you have to just kind of like brush something off, but you feel like pressured to? I mean, or is there? I guess I should really ask.
Every day though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that's like kind of what you're putting yourself up for when you start this job. Because like people, just agents in general, they're agents. You know what I'm saying? They're agents of the agenda. They'll call you and they'll be like, yeah, you know, it's not that bad. Because they just want to get their check at the end of the day. So it's kind of fucked.
It is. I agree.
You really don't know.
It's true. And do you feel like there's community, though, for yourself, at least within, like, the male model world? Like, do you have other guys you could go to and be like, yo, this shit happened?
Oh, of course.
Like,
I'm definitely one of those guys that, like, when I go through some shit, like, I'll keep it to myself, but I'll make sure that the people around me are, like, trained for those situations. Because if I fuck with you, I'm going to make sure you're straight, no matter what. Like, and not much could really get past my eyes since the jump. Like, I've been able to peep from jump. Just like people's energy, like predator vibes. It's like weird shit.
It's messed up that you'd even have to worry about things like that. You know, going in being like, what am I going to have to deal with today with people?
I'm at the stage in my life where I'm like, fuck it. If you're trying me, you know what I'm saying? You asked for it.
Exactly.
Like, it's 2021, bro. We putting everything on a platter.
Exactly. There's no games anymore.
No.
All right, so let's get into the food stuff, shall we? Okay, so I want to ask, growing up, how was your relationship with food? Was it, like, prominent in your life? Like, do you have, like, a big food culture in your household, or how was your relationship with it?
Of course, you know. I always had a fast metabolism, so I just ate whatever the fuck I wanted. But, like, yeah, I'm a foodie, so.
What are your favorite foods? Like, what do you typically eat when you wake up, at least? Do you eat when you wake up?
Not really. I usually wait till 12, and I'll start my day off with, like, water and fruit.
Oh, nice.
But when I eat lunch, I'm a soul food kind of guy. I be wildin'.
Yeah.
I like fried chicken and shit.
A whole platter. I don't blame you.
Candied yams, macaroni and cheese, all that.
Candied yams. Speaking my language.
All of that.
That's awesome. I know for me, like, I have a fast metabolism, too. So, like, people look at us. How tall are you, by the way?
I'm like 6'2", 6'3".
Because I'm like 6'1.5". So you and I are both pretty. We're a little scrawny. We're a little scrawny, long people. It kind of builds an interesting relationship with it because you're like, I could eat more, but if I ate less, that would be bad. You know, it's like you almost have to like meet a certain mark in order to know you're good for the day. Do you ever like forget to eat and then you're like, wait, and why do I feel like this? And then you're like, oh wait, I didn't eat today.
My eating schedule is just as fucked up as my sleeping schedule right now. Like,
how's your sleeping schedule going?
Man, I fall asleep whenever I want to.
That's a pandemic mood, though, honestly. Do you think with modeling, your relationship with food changed, or was it the same?
Definitely, but not like in a toxic way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just more aware. I eat cleaner. And I want to live a long, healthy life, so I don't eat as much steak and, like, burgers as I used to.
I think, too, though, with, like, our body types, the industry almost, like, looks at us and they're like, yeah, good, do what you're doing. And you're like, I didn't do anything. Like, I'm just sitting here. And it's a privilege, for sure. Like, we're both really lucky that, like, we fit in that mold, but this in that same breath, you know, you think about other people and you're like, it shouldn't have to just be, like, you're naturally this way. Like, people should all be respected for however they eat. But I think it's good that at least you don't have to change in a negative way. I kind of felt the same way there. What are your go-to spots in the city? Like, what are your spots? What are your favorites?
I'm only going to give y'all one.
What? One? You're stingy. You don't like to share. What do you mean? Do people need to know? Oh, you just don't want people pulling up on you? Like what? Yeah. Because well, apparently the fans will, so I wouldn't be surprised.
There's nothing like that. But like, man, y'all gotta fuck with Cheeky Sandwiches in the Lower East Side.
Cheeky Sandwiches.
Yeah, they make the best chicken sandwich.
Oh, Cheeky Sandwiches?
Cheekies.
Okay. Bet.
I'm a pasta guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I like Pepe Rosso.
Ooh, you just pulled that one out of nowhere. Okay. That's fire. Do you go to Fiat?
Uh,
Yeah, what are your thoughts? Fiat's controversial. People either love it or hate it. Not a fan?
I ain't really, you feel me?
Yeah, I
I
feel
ain't
you.
never really go out. I almost ordered it like 2 days ago, but I ain't really go out of my way for that one.
Are you more like carbs end of the day? Like, do you like pasta end of the day or chicken end of the day? Or are you just kind of like whenever you want it, you go? Or is like,
Whenever I want it.
you go. When do you go to Cheeky's usually? Is it like a lunch vibe?
Yeah, definitely not dinner vibe.
Yeah. Cool. If you could live off any cuisine, what would it be?
Italian.
Italian. That's it. The pasta.
Or Japanese.
What's your favorite pasta type? Do you have a favorite pasta type?
Penne.
Penne. What are your thoughts on penne and butter? Just plain penne and butter. Can't do it.
Maybe like linguine and butter.
I kind of agree with that, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. The penne and butter serves middle school energy. Like I can't. It's like a little bit too. I'm sorry. No offense.
Penne alla vodka, I could live off.
All right. My other question. This is more modeling based, but someone asked it, and I thought it kind of tied into the food stuff with confidence. I'm wondering if modeling made you feel more confident, less confident, or the same. Do you think that had any effect on your confidence personally?
Yes and no.
Explain.
Because in a way, like I said, people gas you up to like reach a level that you kind of knew you had in you, but didn't necessarily see until you were there. But you knew you had it in you all along. So
they pull it out of you in a way.
It's like situational shit. Like you need to be in different environments to grow.
With traveling and stuff, did you ever go to like a country and then you kind of needed that boost in order to get you through it?
Sometimes I was just like real sad about all this shit, and I just like go to a different country and walk around, like just look around at graffiti and shit, like real life shit. Just like walk around, like, all right, I'm not gonna hop in an Uber. I'm gonna be in Milan. I'm gonna go see the slums and really try and feel something real quick.
I can imagine it gets lonely on the road too.
But like times like that, you gotta look at things as inspiration, not like, you know what I'm saying? Not just things. You gotta look at them as means of inspiration.
The fact that you've been so successful and been able to do all of that speaks to how persistent you are and how confident you really are, because to go for a month straight is no joke. Because when you do that, right, you're flying like city to city to city, and then you go home. And then do you need to like take a break when you get home? Like, how is that for you when you get back? Is it hard?
I mean, often you find yourself getting sick or some shit. It's like just all the like standing outside in the rain, like being in different places and different airs, drinking different water, eating different food. It takes a toll.
100%.
And you're getting used to like different clocks and shit.
That's the other thing. You're on different time zones all the time.
Jet lag.
Oh my God. I can imagine.
But it's a growing experience. I feel like everybody needs it. Everybody needs to travel. It's part of life.
Are there countries that you like are excited to go back to for vacation after
Mexico.
working there?
Mexico.
Oh yeah? Oh my God.
I love Mexico.
What part of Mexico were you in?
Cancun, Tulum, Yucatan. Mexico is fire.
Mexico's sick. Mexico City, I gotta recommend for food. You will love.
Chips and guac just hit different.
It just really hits different there.
It's like everything hits different.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
It's true. No, I love Mexico too. That's a
Mexico
real
Mexico is
spot.
a great place. Like, it's just mad fun. But it's also like places like that you gotta be careful.
Definitely. But if you are, you can enjoy all the fun sides of it. They've got so many good Michelin star spots there too. Some of the best food in the world in Mexico. Like, for real. We're so lucky we're so close to it.
Oh, God.
So I kind of want to dive into your success in this industry. I mean, I've said it a million times in this episode, but people look at you and they want to know what goes on. They need to figure it out. You're a mysterious guy. Do you know you're mysterious? Like, are you intentionally mysterious?
Nah.
You're not?
I just do what I want to do.
What you think contributed to your success? Do you have any, like, habits that you've built, or what are personal things that you try to practice every day to stay consistent for your sake?
It's all about self-discipline. Like, when I was starting off in this modeling shit, I had this one audiobook that I would listen to all the time. It's on YouTube. It's called The Neuropsychology of Self-Discipline. And it kind of like, you can listen to it. It's like 4 hours. It's like guys talking in like the most monotonous voice ever, but he's giving you real shit. It's like putting your mind in the places that you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like writing down shit that you want. Like manifesting, but like on some real, like scientific level shit, like formulated.
Right, absolutely.
And it just made me like mentally strong without trying, because I still remembered all of these things wherever I was at, so I just applied them.
That's awesome. Are you a big manifester personally?
I sort of, but like I believe that things are written, and if they're supposed to happen, they'll happen.
So how do you like to spend your free time in general, and who do you like to spend your free time with? Like, do you have a big group of friends that you like to chill with, or like how do you socialize personally?
I basically chill with the same 5 to 10 people every day.
Mm-hmm.
We
So
all
you
live-
pull up with like a group.
Like people will come in and out of the house. Everybody will see each other during the day. We'll all check each other on our shit. And yeah.
Do you feel like the other people around you are super creative too? Is that how you
100%.
stay so?
That's how we stay creative. We all, amp each other to our creative potentials.
Totally.
In terms of staying busy in our free time, like, man, I sit at home and I watch like fucking Stanley Kubrick movies, Scorsese films, anything with Al Pacino in it.
Hey.
It's like a lot of these things have like hidden gems, even if it's just quotes, wardrobe, like inspirational shit that could help you come up with a superior creative product.
Definitely. Do you find so you get a lot of inspiration from movies then? What's your favorite like movie when it comes to wardrobe? Like, do you have a favorite like film or director type of movie that you like for that stuff?
When it comes to like clothing?
Yeah. What kind of movies are you inspired by clothing wise?
I can't give that up.
Oh, he's a
I can't give
secretive.
that up.
Okay, that's fair.
But
That's
a
fair.
great question. That's a great question.
Keeping it to yourself, I see.
But
Hopefully with the drop we'll start to see exactly what that is.
yeah, it's like, it's not hidden, it's there.
You just gotta also like expose yourself to it half the time. Like
Mhm.
it takes digging, you know?
just gotta see it.
Yeah, 100%.
You could be watching anything, you'd be like, oh shit, that's a fire tracksuit. Like, shit, movie was made in fucking 1998.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Go
Mhm.
reference that shit.
Are we getting tracksuits from you?
Getting everything, man.
Really?
Everything.
I'm born ready for this. I just want to dress like Abdulaye. That's it. I was gonna ask too. So when it comes to confidence, do you have advice for models or aspiring models that are trying to build that? I mean, I think that's something that's super important in your work, right?
When you walk into a room, you should wear your energy above your head, like a shower hose or some shit, so that it's on display. And if people not fucking with it, you'll know. You know what I'm saying? You'll know how to react off that. You can't let it drain you or just bring you down. You just gotta move how you move everywhere you go.
Exactly.
And stay on that.
That's such good advice. That's the other thing too with modeling. I think a lot of people tend to feel like they need to mold into something else, right?
They let other people's success get in their head, and then like kind of corrupts their vision, because they just like, all right, this is working for this person, I'm about to do this shit. Like, no, bro. Do what you doing.
Mm-hmm. Be yourself. 100%.
Can't be the black sheep following the herd.
No, 100% not. That's not how you got where you are, at least. I mean, it just involves being you and not faking it. Because the truth is, too, I feel like clients, as much as some of them are fake, they'll sniff it out, and they'll know when you're not being yourself. It doesn't serve anybody in the process.
100%.
All right, AB, well, it's time for that portion of the show where we finally give the people what they want. Like I said before, some of you need to go to jail, because I cannot believe the invasive questions. I'm getting questions like, I just want to know if he has a girl. Like, sorry, this is not that type of podcast. Like, we're not doing that. If he didn't answer your DM, he's probably not going to answer it here. But we're just going to do a little rapid fire Q&A. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
All right, cool. First question is, someone asked, how do you feel about college?
Go to school.
Go to school.
That's crazy.
All right, second question. What's your favorite clothing line or designer to work with?
Me.
I had a feeling you were going to say that too. It's going to be when I say rapid fire, y'all, this is rapid fire.
Nobody knows me like me.
Next question. What are some misconceptions about modeling that you wish people understood?
That this shit is gonna happen overnight, and it's for everybody. It's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
like, this is one of those vain and ridiculous professions that actually measure what you bring to the table on the most, how do you put it, condescending way ever.
It's
Like,
so true.
Like, yo, you don't look like this, we don't want you. You can't do this, we don't want you. Oh, you can't dance like this person, we don't want you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, real shit.
So true. Have you ever had like castings, by the way, where it's like they're asking you to do a type of thing or be a certain type of thing, and they're like your agent's kind of like, all right, do it. Like I remember so vivid, my agent telling me like, hey, do you snowboard? And I'm like, yeah. I just say yeah because I'm like, why not? Sure. And they're like, great. Like you booked a snowboarding campaign, and then I'm sitting there like, I'm gonna have to tell somebody I don't know how to snowboard. I remember I literally had to I had to actually shoot that campaign down. I was like, listen, guys, I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna break a leg. Like, that's not gonna work.
That shit is crazy.
I once faked that I could skateboard, and I said I was a skater, and I booked that. It was an editorial, and then I had to go on Twitter and ask my locals, anybody have a skateboard I can borrow? I'll trade you Supreme stickers for it. And some kid was like, I do. And then I brought his skateboard to set. So I've had moments like that. Do you have anything similar, though?
I just walk out. I swear to God.
Have you had to before?
But do you send me to a casting?
Oh, casting. I was thinking a job.
Like a job? Nah. Like,
that's good.
Usually it's the casting process first. So, like, if you send me to a casting for something that you know I can't do, and you sent me there without telling me that, that's your fault as my agent.
100%. I agree.
So, like, I always call them like, oh, you sent me this? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, sorry.
It's not going to happen. It's not happening over here, you guys. I'm not going to do a handstand for these people when I clearly can't. Like, what?
Oh, my God,
oh, I've had people where it's like, can you dance? Do you think
bro.
I can dance?
Yeah,
do you think that I can dance?
Yo, that's literally my favorite one. It's like, it's like, yo, AB, they want you to, you know, dance. And I'm like, yo, if you wanted me to stay home, you could have just told me.
Don't waste my time like that. Like, what?
It's crazy.
Oh, my God. Another question. Someone asked, how old are you? It's just like this. I'm telling you, people want to know about you, AB. No one knows anything. They're asking you crazy. They want to know.
23.
23.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a great number.
I hate it.
Why?
I wish I was like 21 forever. On
Yeah.
some Peter Pan shit.
I'm 21.
Word?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, I'm holding on to it for dear life over here. I'm close.
Yeah, I might be 24.
24 is a vibe. What do you mean?
And the closer you get to 25, it's like numbers.
Unfolding.
Yeah, it's like more pressure.
I don't feel like you're underwhelming though. I feel like you're gonna be absolutely fine with everything you do. You know.
You know, it's like a self thing.
Mhm. It's really just hard for us to grow up.
Like every year is just like a measure of what you've done for the last year.
That's true. I gotta be honest. That's very true. Oh, this is funny because it literally answers the other question. Did your family encourage you when you got into modeling space? I mean, 100%, right?
50%.
50%.
Yeah.
Wait, so it was just your mom writing for you doing it?
Mhm.
Interesting. How is everyone else reacting? Did you get shit for it?
Coming from the African upbringing, Senegalese. You know, some people weren't fucking with it. They thought it was gonna, you know,
Corrupt you in a way? I think that's the common thing, but you know too. The fact is, it definitely could. We've seen it happen to people. That's the crazy part. But you have a good head on your shoulders, so you don't have to worry about that.
I feel like that's what kind of got to me. Like, you should know that I'm a strong-willed person, as my family members.
Right, 100%.
So
I'm glad your mom was writing for you, though. Look at you now. If she didn't,
I might have known.
Yeah, Mama Dukes. I might not have ever met you if she didn't. So there we go. Did you ever find yourself comparing yourself to other male models?
Of course. I learned the hard way, like, you know, shit gets you nowhere. You just gotta do your own thing.
So true.
Like, all the FOMO, it's super competitive. Like, I've seen people lose their minds or, like, they're well off this shit. Just, like, worried about what I'm doing. They're just, like, crying because somebody got something that they were, like, up for. Like, bro, this shit ain't certain. You should know from jump. Like, this is a whole game of maybes and ifs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is ever concrete or solid. So if they gas your head up with a big ball and it doesn't drop, like, you just got to charge it to the game.
Definitely.
And I feel like that's where most male models fuck up, because they're constantly in the headspace that this shit is not forever. And they try for their whole careers to hold on to it, that it, like, passes them by when you should be holding on to everything that comes your way. You got to talk to this person, get where you need to go. You got to go out here, you got to fucking read this book, do it.
Definitely. Do you have any regrets in terms of steps you've taken forward, or like, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of room to look back and be like, yes, no, maybe, could this have been this and that, but like, do you feel confident in how you've moved through the industry?
You got to be able to live with regret to progress. So, not necessarily.
That's good. So, this goes back to a little manifesting moment we had earlier. Someone asked, what are your affirmations in life? Do you have any affirmations? Or do you like to, like, kind of goes back to the audiobook you were telling me about?
If I was to write some down, like sit down and write them down, I'd definitely come up with some. But right now, I'm riding the wave.
Nothing necessarily. He'll get back to you. Maybe we'll do a little affirmation collab with AB. We can get AB to write some
My
affirmations.
daily affirmations.
AB's daily affirmation. Maybe models that
You
affirmation.
are confident.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You are a baddie.
Hey,
You are booking jobs.
That shit is crazy.
You're securing the bag. Okay, so this was a good question too. This was the last question you got over here. What are some things that help you separate your job from you as a person? That's a really interesting question.
That is the best question I've heard.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy. I had to think about that one. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really let that shit absorb me too much, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like calling myself a model, because I don't let that one thing define me. I don't like being put in that box. So to even call it a job at this point is just, you know what I'm saying? I want this to be, I looked at it as a stepping stone, so I want it to be the stepping stone. I just want to wake up every day and make profit off my ideas. Simple as that.
Period.
And when it's all said and done, I want there to be like a Venn diagram or like a pie chart of all the shit that I helped come to fruition from the sidelines.
Bringing the team with you. I think that's exactly what you're doing with everything you're up to. I'm so glad we met on set when we did, and I really appreciate you coming on the show. You guys, this has been another amazing, super fun episode. Should we pop another Ramune to celebrate? Or do you want to bring that one to go? Because these are all yours, by the way. You're taking these home. I don't know how to tell you this, but these were your snacks. All right. I'm going to fight you on the strawberry because I think original slaps low-key.
Nah, original does slap. I'm not going to lie.
That's the thing. Like, it gets hated on, but
It does its thing.
it's got a classic taste. And this is the really sick part of original. It doesn't have a distinguished taste. You can't explain it. It just tastes original.
Kind
It's
of
dark.
tastes like fruit punch soda.
Fruit punch soda. Let's see.
Not like overbearing fruit punch, but something
Like subtle. Like
Something
a little bit
subtle.
of like a aroma there.
Yeah.
AB, where can people find you? Not in person, online. I know you lay low. What's your Instagram? Twitter? Do you have any of that stuff? TikTok?
Nah,
Nah?
I ain't got none of those things.
You're a liar. This man is literally a scammer. That's what the people want. That's what
That
the
is
people
crazy.
want. But what about complacency? Any last words?
Oh yeah, follow that. That's my only page.
Okay, there we go. I'll give him that one. Any last words for models that eat?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm happy to have you. Thank you for coming on. It means a lot. All right, you guys. Well, this has been a really fun app. Love you, AB. Thanks for coming on. I'll see you guys on the flip. Go eat something delicious today. You deserve it. Bye.
Is that the handle?
That's the end. That's the end.
Nah.